How's it going, guys? Red Star over here, back again with another chapter review for Kingdom chapter 576. So guys, this chapter, the ending was pretty troll, man, that cliffhanger. But I guess, what can you do, man? What can you do? I guess quickly before I start the review, I've decided that I'm probably gonna start reviewing Dr. Stone. It's a manga, fairly new compared to other ones. Things like chapter 80 or so, 70 something. So I enjoy it, and I think it's one of those mangas that's like upcoming and it's gonna get big eventually. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed for an anime, but I feel like if it hasn't been, it's gonna be soon because it has quite a bit of chapters, and like I said, it's pretty unique. I've never seen a manga like it. But I guess another thing is I did not put in My Hero Academia review last week, which I've said I might do reviews for that, but it's like it's hard for me. I kind of don't want to do them yet, just because it's like we're so far into the series already, and it's like I feel like I would want to do first a couple of videos like explaining like the certain arcs that have been going on, and it just feels like the new chapters. I just feel like since most people that I've seen, or I guess that most people that have watched my videos don't really keep up with all the manga that I've been reading, and so I know some of y'all don't actually even read Kingdom or much less My Hero Academia, so it's like I feel like it's gonna be hard to explain everything, and I kind of want to make some videos beforehand. Like maybe I might do a video where I just give a brief synopsis of what the series is about first before I start actually doing reviews on it, so people who watch my videos that have not read the series, they can maybe become interested, or they might want to know what it's about. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not sure yet, but I'm probably gonna do a Dr. Stone just because I do like that one and it's fairly new, so I can probably just do like one video explaining what it's about in pretty good detail. With My Hero Academia, I'm probably gonna need like a couple of videos explaining certain arcs, so it's just too long. But anyway, guys, let's get started with the review. So in this chapter, we get basically the aftermath of the 10th day for the Osen army, where Shin is at. So we see, I do like that one panel where like Shin, he's like on his horse, really all tired among all the corpses that are like from the, I guess from the Queen and the Zhao. And that just looks pretty badass. But you have the whole Zhao army retreating, and it was like, I guess the different commanders that were from the Zhao, like you could see like they were thinking about something. Like there was like a panel where like each of them kind of like was thinking, like looking somewhere or just thinking and looking at the Queen army. So I guess I want to say that's because there's a bit of dialogue after that, and it kind of explains that actually the Queen army is the one that came out with the upper hand on that day, just because even though they took out Aku, I guess they didn't expect the Aku army to fight so strong still, or to be so strong. But I guess that's, that is Osen's like #1 army, so kind of just goes to demonstrate like how strong they really are. So even without a commander, they fought pretty well. And then we get the whole scene where they all come in from, I guess all the commanders and small time, not generals, just commanders, come in, and the strategist people into the meeting room or tent, and they start talking about like what's the next step, what's gonna happen now, especially since they don't think they'll be able to keep fighting in that way that they fought during the 10th day, because they really pushed the armies like to the limit. So they're saying they're trying to come up with a way to, I guess, a new way to fight. That way they don't have to keep pushing their army so hard, because they won't be able to keep up. And but since Aku is unconscious, there's no one to lead them, and they decide to bring in, well, not bring in, but they decide to choose. They choose Ohan to be the next commander of the Aku army, which, I mean, I'm not surprised. At least when they were talking about a new commander, I'm not surprised they would choose Ohan. I mean, he's the son of Osen, and he's shown himself to be like really good in previous like wars. He's a really good strategist and fighter, so not surprising. I wasn't I guess I wasn't really sure it was gonna happen this chapter or not. But I guess I did kind of think about it before, since Aku got unconscious. I thought maybe they might later on, but I wasn't sure when. And so Ohan is like, he's just like, let's wait, or we should tell Osen. Like he's kind of like being really strict to the or a sticker to the rules. He's he has to wait for orders, and the Aku's people have already sent like a messenger, and they telling Osen that if he can make Ohan the commander of the Aku army. And and there is a few panels that I just want to mention real quick that Ten just getting like shut down like by Ohan. It's pretty funny, but yeah, she hates him too now. It's pretty obvious that it's more like he messes, or not messes. I feel like he's serious, but like he's just really mean. Ohan is really mean. So then we, after the whole discussion between who's going to be the next general and choosing Ohan and whatever, the messenger comes from Osen's army, and he brings the message, and that's the title of chapter 2, which that got me a little bit hyped. Like just knowing the title of the chapter, I was like, oh look, are we finally going to get to see what Osen's like? At least maybe not, I was not expecting the whole plan, but I was expecting maybe like a glimpse of it. Like, are we finally going to get to see a glimpse of Osen's plan? But his orders are just like to endure and fight stronger the next day, and he thanks them for how they fought today. And that's it. Like dang, like I really feel like Osen is just, not trolling, but it's just, okay, the author kind of trolled us, I feel, in this chapter. Like, he's teasing me, like, I want to know what his plan is already. But he still hasn't really given any specific details. So, yeah, those are his orders, and that leads into, or I guess that does lead into what happens at the end of the chapter. And everyone's like shocked, of course, like what? It's just, what is he thinking? And Ohan just be like, you heard the orders, like that's what we gotta do. That's it. And then he just walks away. So we get the whole part where Shin and Ten are talking, and Ten just thinks that, like, is Osen really doing this? Like, if he is, then he's an idiot. But Shin, actually, one of the things I want to mention real quick is that I feel like Shin, at least in this chapter, I don't know if it's been happening throughout multiple chapters already, and maybe I just missed it. I know he's been getting a little more mature, but in this particular chapter, he acted more mature than normal. Like, yeah, there were a few moments where he was like talking like why are you doing that too? Like that kind of thing. It's just regular Shin things. But when he heard the orders, and it's like Shin didn't really say much. He just seemed to like accept the orders, which I don't know. Considering it's Shin and the way he's acted ever since the beginning of the series, that was pretty shocking to me. Shin just acting more mature, and I like that, because that's one of the things I like about Kingdom. As it's been 576 chapters, and you can actually see like the characters growing, like you can actually see it. So that's something I really appreciate the author doing, just throwing in a little bit of matureness for Shin. And I guess I was a little surprised by that, but it was a good surprise, so that's good. And Shin just kind of tells, or he starts thinking to himself, like, this is weird, like, but he starts feeling that it's more than just, I guess so, not quarrel. Quarrel between father and son, but Shin, I guess, didn't really think about a quarrel between father and son, but now he's starting to think more like, this is pretty odd. Like, I feel like it's pretty significant. And then he hears the whole conversation between Ohan's like men, and that's where we get the whole, I guess, the big drop. It's like they talk about how with what Osen's orders were, it's like there's no question about it. It's racist. I guess Ohan is under suspicion, and even Ohan is probably suspicious with those orders. But of course, Ohan didn't mention anything. But it's possible that Ohan might not be Osen's son, and that was pretty shocking to me. I was like, what? Like, it just came like out of nowhere, But I don't know. I don't feel like Osen is the type of guy who would compromise like his army safety or like basically risk the whole war just because Ohan is not actually his son. Maybe the whole not making him commander, like maybe, but not even that. Like I just feel like the way they portrayed Osen so far, he seems to be very logical, very composed. So I really don't feel like something like that would cause like would be like I don't think he would do like not put Ohan as the commander out of like spite or something like that. I don't think he would do that. So I still think that Osen still has some kind of, I mean, of course, some kind of master plan, and this is part of his plan as well. Like I feel like not choosing Ohan to be the commander is still part of like maybe not like specifically a part of his plan, but the choice he made. I don't think he did it based on the fact that Ohan might not be his son. I feel like he did it for a logical reason, and that's just because, like I said, Osen's been portrayed to be super logical, super composed. Like it doesn't seem like anything gets to him, and we've seen already that, or we've read already that Osen doesn't take fights that he can't win. So we know that Osen, he believes he can actually win this war, so he must have some kind of plan. And I feel like this decision he made right here is, I mean, he might have had to improvise his plan, but I feel like it's still part of his plan. And he did it for a reason. Like not choosing Ohan, he did it for a reason, but not, I don't think it's out of spite or like, that kind of thing. So that's my take on that, even though they left us with that kind of cliffhanger, like that Ohan might not be the child. And I'm still salty that, I'm salty that the author did not give us a glimpse of Osen's plan. Osen just said, endure it and fight harder. But I guess my predictions for later on, what might happen, since the next day, Osen, I guess he knows that the next day will probably be harder than the 10th day. So I still feel like, or I think this next day, either this next day or maybe it's gonna keep happening where he keeps pushing the Aku army really hard for a few days, either the next day or a couple days. But I feel like Osen's waiting for something, because why would he just tell them to endure it? Like I feel like he's asking them to endure it because he's waiting either for something to happen and that he can come in or something like that, or he has planned to do something, like maybe use them as a distraction, like to keep enduring and keep that army preoccupied, the Zhao army. So I still feel like it's part of his master plan. But I think either the next day or the next couple of days, something is going to happen where holding out the way they did was important to the overall plan of his strategy. So that's kind of my take on that, and that's what I think Osen is thinking. Like I said, I don't think he didn't make Ohan the commander because he might not be his son. And yeah, I think I've covered basically everything I wanted to from this chapter. So yeah, guys, that's it for this chapter review. It was a pretty good chapter. I liked it. And surprisingly, this chapter felt pretty long. I don't know if it was, I didn't actually check how many pages it was, but the chapter felt pretty long, which always a good thing for Kingdom. And yeah, I guess I'll leave the video with that. Like I said, I might be bringing some Dr. Stone reviews, or I probably will. I just don't know exactly when yet. I might, with Dr. Stone, I might just do like one video beforehand, just giving a synopsis about what it's about for y'all that have not read the series, so maybe y'all become interested. And then I'll probably do chapter reviews after that. With My Hero Academia, like I said, I'm not sure if I still haven't decided if I'm just gonna start doing the reviews immediately, or if I'll make a few videos covering a couple arcs and then start the chapter reviews. So yeah, I'll let y'all know in the future, keep y'all updated. But yeah, that's it for this chapter review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my review on Kingdom chapter 576. Let's look forward to the next chapter, guys. Like, I feel like it's just gonna keep getting more and more hype as the chapters come on. So yeah, guys, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.